Hello everybody, welcome to JAIIB CAIIB English Medium channel. I hope that all of you are doing fine. Today in this particular session, we will be talking about the Indian economy and Indian financial system. So as you know that it is the first subject, the first exam of JAIIB will be of IA and IFS, and I sincerely hope that all of you have completed at least one iteration of your syllabus. If not, the time is opportune so that you can crack this exam in the real time. Whenever we talk about the questions which are being asked in the IFS, the questions make this exam difficult, not the concepts as such. You must understand the concept, that is okay, but the execution of those concepts via certain practice questions is very, very important. So if you have not completed your syllabus yet, or in fact the most important modules yet, it is high time to pull up the socks and try to finish the syllabus as soon as possible. Today we will be talking about some important questions, and based on those questions we will try to see that what all important concepts are there via which we can solve those questions. Fine, so let's get started. First of all, the question in front of you, it talks about the SCOMET policy. Now here's a caveat for all of you, a disclaimer for all of you. Whosoever is studying solely based on the book, that is Macmillan publication book for IFS, you might have skipped this particular topic because it is a part of the FTP, the latest FTP, and the FTP which has been discussed in the book, it is a previous one. Fine, it is the previous one, that is FTP 2015-20. This one, the particular policy, has been covered under the FTP 2023. So if you have not studied it, do not worry, you will come to know the most important pointers from the FTP 2023 after this session. Okay, so the first question states, SCOMET policy forms an integral part of the foreign trade policy 2023. What does O stands for in the SCOMET policy? So direct question based on the abbreviations, and IIBF has this habit of asking the abbreviations based questions. Okay, so what will be the right answer here? Quickly tell me whether it is the organization, outward remittance, ombudsman, or for that matter it is organisms. The correct answer for this particular question will be what? Whenever we see that some policy is there and we are talking about the Indian economy and Indian financial system, we feel that okay, somewhere between ombudsman or outward remittance will be the right answer. Worst case scenario, it can be organization, but to your surprise, O stands for organisms. Fine, so that is why the question has been included also. And when we talk about the correct answer, it is option D. Why it is D? Because in SCOMET, S stands for special, C stands for chemicals, O for organisms, M for materials, E for equipment, and T is for your technologies. So that forms the SCOMET policy. And what kind of organisms we are talking about? Are we talking about the human trafficking or what? No, answer is no. We are just here to have the microorganisms which are used for your medicinal purposes. That is the category of organisms we are talking about in the SCOMET policy. Some more information regarding the FTP 2023 because it is important and most of you might have not covered it because of the lack of updation, what I was telling you earlier also. The policy is based on the principle of trust, partnership with exporters and aims at process re-engineering and automation. Whenever you try to learn the foreign trade policy, you will find one phrase time and again utilized by the ministry, that is ease of doing business for the exporters. In FTP 2015-20 also this was one of the aim, the major aim I would say. Here also in 2023 you will find this as one of the major objective of the foreign trade policy. The key approach towards this foreign trade policy to establish a network of exporters, how the government wants to approach that particular network via the 4 pillars. These 4 pillars, do you have to remember for the examination? Answer is no. Only one thing you'd have to remember out of these 4 pillars, that is SCOMET, the full form of SCOMET policy. First one is incentive to remission, reduction or cancellation of a debt, duty or penalty. So when I talk about the remission, or for that matter you are just penalizing somebody who has flouted certain rules and regulations in the past, that particular penalization can be nullified under the FTP 2023. If you feel that yes, this exporter has the potential to bring business in our country, to bring the money in the country, because exporters are doing what? They are bringing in the remittances for our country. If the particular exporter is having that kind of network with him or her, then we will consider remitting certain penalty if they were penalized in the past. Export promotion through collaboration, be it the collaboration of exporters, states, districts, or Indian missions, all these export promotion activities can be the pillar of a particular mission. Mission means what? The offices of Indian government which are there in the various countries. Fine, they are representing India only in the foreign land, and that particular mission can also support the export activities of the Indian nationals. Then we have ease of doing business, reduction in transaction cost, and e-initiatives. So how you will have a network where there are very less formalities to be met via the ease of doing reforms, in which you tend to go in a liberal process whenever we talk about the licensing, or for that matter you are acquiring some business here. Then the government of India can provide you certain leverage that yes, these rules and regulations have been relaxed so that you can have your business easily here. Set up your business, establish your plant and machinery. We are here to help you. That's the kind of assurance we want. Emerging areas, we have the e-commerce developing districts as export hubs. So we want some export hubs to be established under the FTP 2023. Streamlining the special chemicals, organisms, materials, equipment, and technologies, known as SCOMET policy. Okay, so it is important to learn the abbreviation as well as the full form, that is SCOMET policy. What does S stand for? COMET stands for. Next question, in continuation of FTP 2023 only, under FTP 2023 the government aims to increase India's overall exports to dash. So what is the aim? When we talk about FTP 2015-20, what is the aim there? That you should also comment in the comment section, because the question can be asked from either of those policies. The important points of FTP 2015-20 we must know because it is mentioned in the book. And since IIBF has mentioned that the updates till June 2025 will be asked, so we must update ourselves with the FTP 2023 as well. So what is the aim of the government when we talk about increasing India's overall exports? Whether it is $2 trillion, 1 trillion, or for that matter $2 trillion by 2035 or by 2030, $1 trillion by 2035 or 2030. Such kind of confusing options will be there in the exam as well. So if you know for sure, then only you will be able to answer this question. So sometimes we have the scope of elimination in the exam, sometimes there is no scope, and this question is a prime example of that. If you know for certain that yes, this is the answer, then only you will be able to gain marks, that is 0.5 markers. Correct answer is $2 trillion by 2030. Okay, mark this, very important. It is highly expected in the examination. So when I talk about the targets of FTP 2023, the government aims to increase the India's overall exports to $2 trillion by 2030. Right now we have the numbers as 776.68 billion. Fine, so it's a long shot, but yes, when we talk about the time which is remaining with us, mostly more or less we have 4 years. Effectively we have only 4 years with us, and within that only we have to achieve this target. So target, always remember, $2 trillion by 2030. Right now we are somewhere around 775 and 800 billion. The government also intends to encourage use of Indian currency in the cross-border trade, aided by new payment settlement framework introduced by the RBI. So RBI has introduced one of the important frameworks. It is still in the you can say testing phase, and a pilot project has already been run by the RBI in last year, but yes, right now it has not been implemented, but government is in talks with RBI to implement it as well. This could be particularly advantageous in the case of countries with which India enjoys a trade surplus. So you know that right now when you talk about the tariffs which have been imposed on our country, if we had this option of making the payments in our currency only, fine, if we are an importer, then if we are making the payments in our currency only, then the burden on the traders will be lower. That is the sole reason why we want Indian currency to be listed while doing the trade, international trade. Fine. Next question in front of you, we are talking about the FDIs, fine, the types of foreign direct investment. A parent corporation establishes a subsidiary in the destination country. It builds operations from the scratch. Hyundai India, Pepsi India, they are the examples of such FDIs. Which of the following type of FDI, foreign direct investment, is described above? So such questions have been asked in May 2025 also. We have seen good amount of questions based on a particular case. Fine, you can say that these are case study based questions, but more or less they are just talking about the concept which is involved. It is not like your CIIB examination where big case studies are asked. These are only situation based question at max. So which of the following FDI we are talking about via this example, via this situation? So parent company is there who has established subsidiary in the destination company and they are starting operation from scratch. In the classes, we have taught the students that whenever there is a particular FDI where the operations are being started from scratch, then we are talking about the greenfield FDI. If you are having certain shareholding of the Indian company, if the foreign investor is having certain shareholding in the Indian company, then we will say that the particular mechanism at play is brownfield investment. And when there is a sharing pattern of your profits, or for that matter the particular innovations which you are doing in your business activities, then it will be termed as joint venture. So like that you must remember the types of FDI. So the correct answer to this question will be greenfield FDI, option A. Here for your reference we have included the three types of FDI. Greenfield talks about a parent corporation established subsidiary and builds the operation from scratch. Examples are Pepsi India, Hyundai India, where we have already seen that in USA Pepsi is a brand, but in India it is operational under the name of Pepsi India and it is termed as a subsidiary of the company, that is Pepsi. Brownfield FDI, multinational corporation buys stock in an established firm in the host country. Fine. So certain stocks have been bought by the investor, by the MNC in the host country itself. Example is Daiichi Sankyo of Japan has acquired certain stocks of your Ranbaxy India. Fine, a premium firm when we talk about the pharma sector. Then we have joint venture. Based on agreement, a foreign company and a local company join up to share the investment, technology, profits and so on. Fine. So you are not having any kind of dilemma that yes, the foreign company will acquire you. No, nothing like that. You are here just to share the profit, share the investments and share the innovative ideas. And that is the prime example of this joint venture will be Hero Honda. Hero being Indian company, Honda is a Japanese brand. Fine. Next question. The Indian firm that receives FDI, foreign direct investment, through an automatic route must follow which of the following? Fine. So when we talk about the types of investment, three types are there, but there are two routes via which you can enter in a country. In India there are two routes, automatic and your government route. So when we talk about the FDI through the automatic route, how the process moves on, that is the question, and it is a 2 marker. Why? Because this particular concept is a very important one and questions will be asked from here pertaining to 2 marks or 1 mark only. So when I talk about the automatic route, what happens? Whether government intervention is there? No. RBI's approval is there? No. Only RBI's you can say involvement, somewhat involvement is there, but no approval as such, either from the government or from the RBI when we talk about the automatic route. So first statement says report to the Foreign Exchange Department and Regional Office concerned of the RBI. So you are providing just the information that me being a party which is residing in India only, let's suppose in Gujarat, I am functional in Gujarat, and a foreign investor who is from, let's suppose, USA, fine, they are trying to invest. Fine, USA right now, though it won't invest, but yes, just for the sake of example, let's assume that the investor from USA wants to invest in Gujarat, where my business is already running. So that particular person has provided me certain fees, certain amount of money upfront. That is a piece of information. And based on that, I have provided certain shares, certain stakes of my company. I will be providing certain stakes, certain shares of my company to that particular investor. That is again information number 2. So such kind of information will be forwarded to the RBI. And to the RBI means what? The head office that is in Mumbai? No. To that office of RBI which is there in the state where the business activity is going on. And which office of RBI? The regional office of the RBI. So RBI has regional offices only, and in Gujarat there is one regional office in Ahmedabad. And which department of regional office of Ahmedabad RBI you have to submit the particular report which you have the information within the 2 set of information, you will be giving it to the Forex department of the Ahmedabad RO of RBI. Issuing the shares to the RBI, it is not happening. Fine. No setup is there where you are providing your shares, or for that matter selling your shares to the RBI. It is not correct at all. Take the permission of the Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs. So as I have just told you that the automatic route where we talk about the sharing of stakes from one party to another party, and there is no approval required from either the government or the RBI, only the intimation, the reporting is there to the RBI. So CCEA is involved in which setup? It is involved in government route. Okay, so the correct answer for this question will be option C, that is 1. Option A, that is 1 only. Issuing shares to the RBI, it is a wrong statement. Here we have to amend the answer as option A. Okay, so it will be, what will be the correct answer here? The correct answer will be option A. Fine, this will be the correct answer. We will change it in the PDF also, don't worry. Fine. So here you can see that the routes of FDI, we have 2 types of route. One is automatic, another one is government route. Under automatic route, FDI is permitted without the prior approval from the government or RBI. And when I talk about the reporting mechanism, how the reporting is done, the investor will be following the 2-stage reporting process. How? First of all, the Indian company is required to report to the Foreign Exchange Department of the regional office of the RBI. Like in Gujarat, the regional office will be Ahmedabad. In Tamil Nadu, the regional office will be in Chennai, like that. Concerned of the RBI within 30 days of the receipt of share application money or the amount of consideration from the non-resident investor. Fine. So the resident, the Indian person who will be running the business, who is already running the business, will share an information about the upfront fee, upfront amount of money which he or she has received from the foreign investor, and the information will be shared with the regional office of the RBI, and specifically which department of the regional office? The Forex department. Second, upon the issue of shares, submit required documentation with the Foreign Exchange Department's regional office concerned of the RBI. Okay, so only sharing, only reporting the particular setup is required in the automatic route. Fine. Next, we have one question again based on the FTP, foreign trade policy. Do let me know the answer of this question in the comment section. Fine. All of you who have already covered this chapter of foreign trade policy, this is relatively an easier question, fine, directly you can answer it in the comment section as well. Fine. So this was it for your class today. When I talk about the Indian economy and Indian financial system, mostly the questions will revolve around concepts only. Fine. So keep one thing in mind whenever you are preparing for IFS, specifically the concepts which we are talking about, try to revise. Revision will be the key here, at least in the IFS, because concepts are too many, the data points are so many that you will be able to remember them only if you try to revise at regular interval. Fine. So this was it for today's class. If you have any kind of doubt, feel free to ask me in the comment section. Okay. And for all of you, one more piece of information is there. On the occasion of Teachers Day, we have exclusive discounts ongoing on all the JAIIB and CAIIB Mahapacks. So if you want to enroll, you are just starting your preparation for JAIIB, you don't know where to start, JAIIB Mahapack is the one-stop solution for all of you. Why I'm saying this? Because it will not only provide you the live classes, it will also give you the recordings of those live classes, so that at your convenience you can watch the classes if you have missed any. Plus the full-length mock as well as the unit-wise mock will be provided, because in all these subjects practice is a must. Plus you will also be getting the excess of the revision classes which we'll be conducting in future dates. Okay, so if you have any question, you can contact us on this number, that is 0981 981 9247. Okay, this is the phone number where you can contact us. Okay, so we'll meet in the next session. Till then, goodbye everybody, take care.